This is CNBC's live blog tracking developments on the Israel-Hamas war. See below for the latest updates. Clashes between Israeli forces and Hamas escalated in the northwest of the Gaza Strip on Tuesday, according to an outlet affiliated with the Palestinian militant group. Al-Qassam Brigades, the armed wing of Hamas, fired anti-tank missiles on Israel's forces early morning. Gaza now said on social media, with 2 tanks and bulldozers targeted. Separately, Israel's defense forces said it had struck 300 Hamas targets in ground operations over the past day. Anti-tank missiles posts, rocket launch posts and underground compounds were hit, the IDF said. There are ground units of the Israel Defense Forces that are expanding the activity in northern Gaza. We're operating there with what we call joint combat teams, on the ground. Joint in the sense of ground forces, air and sea cooperating together, seeking to establish contact with the enemy, engage with him, and then use our capabilities to strike the enemy, IDF spokesperson Jonathan Conricus told MSNBC in a TV interview. CNBC could not independently verify reports from the ground. It comes after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told reporters Monday that he would not agree to a ceasefire with Hamas, saying it would be tantamount to a surrender to the militant group. He also said Hamas was responsible for the high death toll in Gaza, accusing it of using civilians as human shields. The armed wing of Hamas, Al-Qassam Brigades, fired anti-tank missiles against Israel's forces early on Tuesday, according to a Hamas-affiliated outlet on social media. The report said clashes had escalated in the northwest Gaza axis, according to a Google translation, as well as 2 tanks and bulldozers being targeted in the same area. Israeli military struck 300 targets of Palestinian militant group Hamas during ground operations undertaken in the past day, the Israel Defense Forces said in a social media update. Targets included infrastructure, anti-tank missiles posts, rocket launch posts and Hamas compounds. The military also hit Hamas operatives, the IDF said. CNBC could not independently verify developments on the ground. The IDF's stated goal is to strip away the military capabilities of Hamas. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he has no plans to resign, despite a public uproar over the deadly October 7 Hamas raid that killed over 1,400 Israelis and sparked the current Israel-Hamas war. Netanyahu was asked at a news conference Monday if he has considered stepping down. The only thing that I intend to have resigned is Hamas. We're going to resign them to the dustbin of history, he said. That's my goal, that's my responsibility. Netanyahu also said he would not agree to a ceasefire, saying it would be tantamount to surrender to Hamas, to surrender to terrorism, to surrender to barbarism. That will not happen.